What's going on, everybody? It is your good friend Matt back again today at the only place that we always can be. That's Matt's Wrestling Collectibles right here on YouTube. Today we have the 2023 Wrestling Figure Room Tour. So without further ado, let's make our way through the curtain, down the aisle, and into the Wrestling Figure Tour of 2023. Alright guys, well, we're going to start right off here in this corner. Reason why is I have to bring it up after a long time of saying I would never ever do it again. Here we are collecting classic superstars one more time. And it's crazy for me to even think that we're doing so at this point, because at one time I remember selling every single one of these classic superstars and saying, oh, I'll never need those again. I'll never collect them again. I just didn't have an interest in keeping anything that wasn't Mattel. What a mistake that was. I was probably somewhere, I'd say somewhere roughly around maybe 75 to 100 figures from completing the Classic Superstars line to 100%. And now, as you can see, we've got a small collection of them here. Just a quick rundown of who we've got. We've got Spike Dudley, Tank Abbott, Luna Vachon, Al Snow, Handsome Jimmy Valiant, Buff Bagwell, Chief J Strongbow, The Fabulous Moolah, Killer Kowalski, Kevin Sullivan, and as always, back there tucked away, we've got Draws down there in the back corner. So a short and sweet start to the classic line, getting back into it little by little. We will get there, but those are the ones that we have right now currently. In front of those, as we saw in the beginning of this video, had to start off with that new gen arena entrance. Very happy to have that and the rest of it complete as well. Sorry for some shadows in this videos, guys. You know, I've always got a little bit of a lighting problem, unfortunately. No matter which way I stand, it feels like it's just never right. But let's start off with what we've got over here and try to give you a little rundown as we go through it here. We've got the UFC figures, and we've got Cerrone, Holloway, Nurmagomedov, DC, John Jones, Conor McGregor. We've got the John Cena Conor McGregor next to the first one there. Obviously, you cannot see that one. Got him up on the shelf. And we've got Uriah Faber, Amanda Nunes, Israel Adesanya, and Jorge Masvidal, as Ariel Helwani would like to say. But we've got one of the legends down bottom, Mr. Kimbo Slice. Was very happy to put him into the collection. And aside from that, we've got the Brody Lee -1 ringside exclusive 2-pack. Love that set there. Was so happy to get that. And guys, if you're not doing it already, check out Ringside. They always have great exclusives. They always have some really great figures. And this I actually held off on for quite some time. Wound up getting it on their Christmas sale. And I think I paid about half of the original retail price. Over here, we've got a few basics hung up. We've got the Chelsea Green variant. We've got the Indy Hartwell that I believe is just recently come out. Got to get the MVP there. He's got the Hurt Business chain and in the suit. Had to grab that. I would really like to get an MVP again in his wrestling attire. It is a shame. At one point, I believe I had, I want to say all 3 MVPs they had. Elite Series 1. I believe it was Elite Series 9 or... yeah, I think it was Elite Series 9 or 10. Might have been Elite Series 8. But did have those two. I also had the newer one. I don't know what series that was at the time. But we did have those as well. So we would like to get those back into the collection. Obviously, like I said, we've got the new gen arena entrance over there. And then we make our way to the next wall, which is basically all of our AEW figures, or just about all of them. Step back a little bit here for you. But yeah, we've got quite the collection of AEW figures. Didn't expect it to grow as heavily as it did. But I do say that being such a long-time collector of the Classic Superstars line, I feel as though this was just like a given for the Classic Superstars collectors. The boxing, the packaging just very much brings me back to that Classic Superstars era. So, without further ado, nothing too crazy, but a little rundown of what we've got over here. We've got the Cody Rhodes Supreme Edition Walmart exclusive. Next to him, we have the CM Punk 1 of 5,000 from the Unmatched Series 4 line. We've got a couple of Jerichos going up. Chris Jericho, one of my favorite wrestlers of all time. It is so hard for me when people ask me who is my absolute favorite wrestler, and I know some people might give me a little feedback on this, but my top 5 constantly has the switch of John Cena, and this is not in order, I'm just throwing that out there, but we have John Cena, Stone Cold, The Rock, Chris Jericho, and that fifth spot is always so hard for me to put somebody in there to round out that top 5. But if I had to, we're definitely gonna have to go with none other than Brock Lesnar. And Brock Lesnar being, for that reason, him, John Cena, Batista, a lot of these guys were right in the early stages of my wrestling fandom. And as I've told many of you from past to present, we have had, let's see, a solid about 30 years, maybe about a solid 30 years, or 25, I'd say, 25 years of collecting. Started collecting in 98, got out of collecting in 2017 or 18, about the same time I really stopped with the Matt's Wrestling Collectibles. And from there, we have now been building back. Everything you see here started in December of 2021, so essentially January 2022, and we have worked our way to what you see now. So as I go through over here, we got a couple of the AEW female talents up top over here. I got them kind of sitting in there as best as they could. We got a few more over here, obviously. You know, we got Anna Jay, got Jade Carwell, and did I just mess that one up for everybody? Jade Cargill. Sorry, no Cardwells around here. But anyway, that is the AEW wall. Let me get a couple of guys in there for you. Was happy to get the announcer exclusives, all 3 that Ringside did put out. Really liked those. Stopped into my Target the other day. Could not believe I found a Scorpio Sky just sitting there, brand new, looking like he's never been on the shelf before. Maybe they pulled him out in the Christmas debacle, but now he sits up there with Frankie Kazarian again, and that's awesome. Glad to have them. As we make our way over here, we've got these Legends of Lucha Libre figures. There we go. A little tongue twister for me this morning. I'm all tongue-tied for you guys. I don't know what it is. You guys get me nervous and I can't even see you. Legends of Lucha Libre. We've got Juventud. We've got Taylor and Taya Valkyrie. I don't know. Sometimes I pronounce some of these names wrong. I hear them all the time, but, you know, that's just the way it goes. We've got a few tucked in the corner over there. Some legends back there. There's all figures behind these figures. And just so you guys can see, you know, we've got solid rows all the way back there. We've got Bray Wyatt. We've got Roman Reigns, the John Cena Hollywood. And then we've got, you know, the Nexus guys here. As of right now, as you can see, we've got Darren Young, Justin Gabriel, David Otunga, Michael Tarver, Heath Slater, Skip Sheffield, also known as Ryback. We've got them up there now. I also do have the Nexus CM Punk right there for you guys to check out. A couple of my Hourglass box figures. Don't have many of those left. But trying to complete the Nexus currently. So I am still in the process of looking for a very old school Daniel Bryan. Probably like his first basic figure they ever came out with. Maybe his first Elite may work. I am also looking for Wade Barrett. That will then complete the essential original 8 from the Nexus, as many people do forget that Daniel Bryan actually was with them on that first tirade on Raw, but due to, I guess, a little bit of an incident there where he chokes out, I believe it's Justin Roberts with the cable. They said it was a bit too much for TV, and somehow he got disbanded from the Nexus, even though their goal was to go out there and cause a scene. I guess the scene was too much. But he is still considered to be in the original 8, which really became the original 7. Obviously, then at that point, CM Punk taking over as the leader, and then there was like the Nexus 2.0, and then it became the Core. So there are some guys that I'm missing. You know, there's some other people that were also within the Nexus at one point. Obviously, John Cena was subject to being one of their guys for a little while, and you know, like to get him with a Nexus attire or period attire, which would have been his purple and yellow shirt. So looking to get those as well. But we got the Nexus up there. We got some more Elites behind them. But let's go to the bookshelves now. Give you guys a little bit of what's on here. So quickly, we've got the King of Hearts, Owen Hart. We've got some of our New Japan figures back there. I am not even going to try to butcher any of these names because you know how that goes. But we do have a Jushin Thunder Liger. And I'll tell you what, that is an awesome figure. I do love this one. We also got his debut attire back there behind the McGregor. That's pretty cool. I actually just opened these the other night. So funny enough, I opened these two figures for kind of different reasons, but all in the same reason, I guess. Initially, I wanted to see if the second line of Jazzware UFC figures had been better scaled. The first ones were obviously so small that you just could not do anything with them as far as figure photography or anything like that. They just did not fit the mold. So obviously we have a claimed 7-foot Kane next to a 5'10" Conor McGregor. I think that does look pretty accurate within what it is. I also took this Kane out. It is the Decade of Dominance or Decade of Domination Kane. The mask does come off. It is a pretty cool figure. It's very similar to the Legends Kane that they just came out with, but a little bit different. Couple of slight differences. Obviously, the mask being removable being one, but definitely a cool figure. So now we come down to the next shelf here. We've got the Legends Series Rock. I believe that's Series 3 Rock. We've got Elite 7 Shawn Michaels, another set that I am so upset that I got rid of. So these three figures that you see in front of you are three figures I had just never gotten rid of. They just could not leave my collection. Crazy enough, I sold the Triple H. I sold the Hornswoggle that matched that HBK from Series 7. And, man, do I miss that. But in a second, we'll show you the Ultimate Edition Triple H that we've got, and that kind of does make up for it a little bit. Not completely, but a little bit. Over here, we've got Kerry Von Erich from Series 6 Legends, and I believe that's kind of when they started to really decline on making those, and that's those kind of went away for a while, and then we got some of those Matty collector exclusives back and some other stuff that they switched up on us, and now we have the Legends line again back in Target. Down here, we've got some defining moments. We've got Ric Flair, Ultimate Warrior, Hulk Hogan, and Sting, and of course, one of my considered holy grails of my collection, the ringside exclusive Stone Cold. I think it's one of the best figures that they've done of him prior to the True FX. We've got the WrestleMania 22 ring canvas piece, just so everybody knows on how old this is, and it's also going to tell you how old I am. I grabbed this back from WWE Shop when they were selling the WrestleMania Anthology. It was a exclusive package deal around Christmas of probably 2004, 5, actually probably 5. What am I saying? I'm trying to think. When was WrestleMania 22? Jeez, isn't that crazy? I want to say, yeah, it had to have been around 2005-ish, somewhere in there. But anyway, you got the official ring canvas piece, and if we take a look at the back of that, it is hand-numbered, signed by Linda McMahon, which is pretty cool. I don't think the signature is legit. I think that's printed. But the 457 of 4,000 is pretty cool. Oh, there we go. April 2nd, 2006. What am I saying? I got the date right on there. So that would have been 2006 that we grabbed that anthology box set around Christmas time of that year. So you got the piece of ring canvas numbered. You got a t-shirt. You got the WrestleMania DVDs 1 through 22, which was pretty cool. And I do think they actually threw in something else. Might have been a program or something from WrestleMania 22. Down here, we've got some other elites that are just kind of moved around and just put in here because I don't have a spot for them just yet. But we've got John Cena from, I believe that is the Michael Cole Build-A-Figure set, and the Daniel Bryan from the Paul Heyman Build-A-Figure set. Obviously, both of these have been somewhat customized through the U.S. belt in there with Cena, just because the red, white, and blue attire. I figured it was a great look for him. The Daniel Bryan came with the original penny belts. I hated them so much that I just couldn't do it, so I put the WWE tag titles in there. We've got the 20-0 Undertaker, Toys R Us exclusive, which is really cool. The Elite 13 Cody Rhodes, which is, again, another figure that I just never got rid of. When I sold everything, I kept about 15 figures. Don't know how he became one of them, but was just a figure I always really liked and had a hell of a time hunting for him back in the day, so I just never got rid of him. And then over here, we've got Bruno Sammartino, maybe the greatest WWE champion of all time. Who knows? That's up for debate, right? Down bottom, we've got some basic stuff in there, nothing too crazy. Now we make our way over here. We're going to go right to the top, though, first. We've got a ringside exclusive Chris Jericho, one of my favorite Jericho figures by far. I'm going to move him out of the way over here for a second for you guys. And then behind Skip Sheffield and Jericho, we have the row of ringside exclusives. And we keep the Hogan, of course, right on the front, because we still want to be able to see the Hogan. Probably my favorite one out of them all. I'd say a close second to that would probably be the Warrior. And if I had to give a third place, I'd say probably that Cena. I do really love that Cena in the NWO attire. I think that's awesome. So let's get into the Ultimate Editions here. We've got none other than Batista, Triple H, Hogan, Hardy, Diesel, and we've got another Hogan down here. And I got to a point where I had to start laying one in the center of the shelf to kind of display them as best as I could. But as I was saying earlier with the Elite 7, Shawn Michaels, we come to this Triple H. You know, this Triple H is very, very cool. I actually do still have the hat and shirt from the Elite 7 Triple H. So, you know, I could always do a little mix and match, a little fix up in there, put another shirt on him, put one in the package, you know, however it works. But so we've got that row of Ultimates up there. And as you could see, we do have the New Gen Ultimate Diesel, which is there. And then we come down to the New Gen Ultimate Doink. And over here we have the New Gen Ultimate Macho Man next to his other Macho Man as well. So we have all those. The ring is going to be coming up soon. I'll show you that. We have all that stuff there. And so we do have a complete and proper set of the New Gen Arena. So that is something that I'm very happy I was able to add to the collection. But in here, we've got Doink. We've got Ultimate Warrior from WrestleMania 6, one of my favorites. We've got Mr. T that matches the Hogan that's laying down up top there. And we've got none other than our tribal chief, Mr. Roman Reigns. So coming down to the next row, we've got Shawn Michaels, which I don't know exactly how this all works. Maybe some people would have a better idea than me. They had a re-release of him and Brock on Ringside Collectibles, and I really, really was happy to be able to grab them, considering, you know, what the price was going for at the time. But they were much cheaper. Was happy to add them to the collection. I'm sure there's some type of minor difference somewhere or packaging difference. Maybe I haven't found it just yet. But if you guys know about that, drop it in the comments below. Let me know, because I'm sure everybody out there has a little bit more knowledge than I do. And collectively, we have more knowledge than anyone, right? So to go a little bit further into this, we got Ric Flair, Hogan, The Rock, Alexa Bliss, and Bray Wyatt. This Bray Wyatt is the Series 7 Wyatt that came in the same set as that Hogan. Love this figure because it does have his exclusive belt back there. So that was really cool. Wanted to grab that. I am a sucker for the belts, and I know some other people out there are as well, so I'm sure you can relate to that. As we continue to go through this, we've got Kane, Brock, both Cenas, another Jeff Hardy, and The Undertaker. A good shelf right here, and a lot of really, really nice Ultimates. I love the Kane and Undertaker. Obviously, the Cenas are great. The Brock, as I just said, from that last series with Shawn Michaels, I believe that was Series 4 on the re-release, and so those were really cool. I was happy to get them. And I love this Jeff Hardy. I gotta say, that Jeff Hardy is awesome. I don't know, some people really didn't like it, but I am definitely a fan of that. As we come to the bottom shelf, we have the last of our Ultimates. We've got the Hogan and Zeus, No Holds Barred, San Diego Comic-Con exclusive, and of course we have the Mattel Creations exclusive, the Coliseum Collection, Hogan and Terry Funk. And the reason why I really, really wanted the Hogan and the Funk was because I missed out on that Terry Funk when they released him in the Legends series and in that line, so to get him in this, it kind of eliminates me ever having to go back to get that Legends figure. I know there are some minor differences, but for me, it's completely fine. The Hogan I got because of the attire and also simply for the big green belt, which is actually the big black belt, unfortunately, because I guess somebody has mentioned, and I could be wrong, I'm just taking this information from things I read off of Facebook and whatnot, but somebody had said that I guess WWE does not have the rights to the big green belt, which I thought would be a little weird, considering I thought that was their initial business and company, because obviously before the WWF, we had the WWF, which was the Worldwide Wrestling Federation. So very surprised, but either way, no big deal. You know, I'm sure I can either get a custom online. I've seen some really nice ones people have done. But to move forward into this and keep this going, I'm very surprised we're even this long into this video, but we've got a lot more to cover, so let's keep it going. We've got Farouk and Bradshaw up there, up top. We've got the whole DX clan. I would love, even though I understand it doesn't make sense to the time period, but I would love to see a Shawn Michaels in that packaging and in a similar style just to go with them. That would be really, really cool. But we got Farouk and Bradshaw of the Acolytes and APA. Next to it, we've got none other than Ultimate Warrior and Kane, Edge, Goldberg, Shawn Michaels, China, Kane. I mean, we could just keep going on and on, right? But we've got some really, really good ones up there. Some of my favorites, the Hall and Nash, are absolutely on that list. Wasn't too crazy about the Lex Luger, but you know, I mean, it does go all NWO, and that's all that matters, right? NWO for life. We got some other ones in the corner here. That's Superstar Billy Graham, one of my favorites. Anyway, at this time, considering that I don't think we've gotten too many other ones. I think that might be it. It's the first and last one as of right now. So we keep going over here. Just man, it even kind of shocks me when I'm making this video right now how much I have truly acquired in this past year. And I get it that, you know, this is, you know, child's play to some people, but from having almost 5,000 wrestling figures at one point and to go into having, you know, 15 in a box forever, and then to come back and do it all over again. And as I showed you earlier, we got another John Cena exclusive, the John Cena Kane. As you can see, I don't even know, they left just the head. Left just the head and hands. Now, obviously, we showed you that. We got them on the shelf over there. I might even put them back in the box. I don't know. I always have that debate on whether I'm going to display them all or if I'm just going to leave them in the package. So, who knows? We've got the Molly Holly over here. We've got the variant and the regular Super Molly Holly, of course, to go with none other than the Hurricane up there, which is an awesome figure. I loved getting that one. Back down over here again, though, we've got Kurt Angle with the Team Angle attire, which is awesome. Was so happy to get that. And with that, we come back over to some more Jakks figures. And I'll just jump right into them off the rip. Team Angle is complete as of now. So, and I am very much into building factions of figures. As you can see, next to them, we have Kenny of the Spirit Squad. So he is the first member that I have back into the Spirit Squad collection. And I look forward on grabbing the other, I believe it was the other 4 guys. I think it was, yeah, 4 guys that were in that group. So, you know, we still need Johnny, Mitch, Nikki, and Mikey. So we still need all of them. As we move up, unfortunately, we're going into a row of forgotten friends at this point, you know, forgotten wrestlers maybe to an extent. We've got Crash Holly and Test. Unfortunately, both of them have passed away, and very unfortunate, you know. A lot of wrestlers have crossed over to the other side, some for better, some for worse. And unfortunately, you know, in the situation of Test, maybe for worse, maybe for better. It's, you know, it's tough, but he's definitely been on many of the YouTube videos for steroids, and clearly, you know, he was becoming a monster over time, and I get it. It is the industry. It is the look. It is the power behind being a big guy. But unfortunately, you know, we have lost both of them. So very happy to have their figures, and good figures at that. I feel like this is one of the best Crash Holly figures that's out there. I don't really know if they made many more. I'd have to take a look, but I think this is one of the few real good ones that they did of him. And as we go up top, we're getting into some one-offs. We got the Johnny Stamboli up there with Chavo Guerrero in the 2-pack. Had to grab that, complete the full-blooded Italians at some point. We got Mr. Kennedy, also known as Mr. Anderson, and one of my favorite ECW superstars of all time, the Sandman. So now, as we come back over here, I know we kind of did a little bit of a around the world and back, but we've got Gerald Briscoe, Pat Patterson over here, love them. D'Lo Brown, Harlem Heat, the Dudley Boys. We've got the Ascension. We've got Bob Backlund, EC3, Ultimate Warrior. We've got frickin' Dude Love. Have mercy on me over here. We have Dude Love. Undertaker and the Ghostbusters set next to him. I mean, I love this set. I really, really do. I think the guys that they put in it are great. I love the Undertaker figure. Works really, really well. Got some other things up here. We got the Brock from WrestleMania, the WrestleMania series of Elites. I think this was, what was it, WrestleMania 30, I believe that was. Or, no, actually, when I'm saying that was WrestleMania 31, I think, or 32. I could be wrong. Sometimes the logos get me. But as we continue over here, we've got some other figures that I'm really happy to have in the collection. That Gold Dust being one of them. As we come down, we got the Cena, the Champ is here, Toys R Us exclusive. I believe that was a Toys R Us exclusive. We've got the Acolytes again coming into their APA days, and we've got Eddie and Batista. We continue to go down, another one-off, the Goon over there. We've got the new Shotzi. I love that figure. We've got Jimmy and Jay, the Usos, the Bloodline. And over here, I know it's going to be hard with this this glare, but we do have the Rob Van Dam, and that ECW title that is in there is actually a Jakks 1 of 500 belt with the real leather and die cast, so I was happy to add that to that figure. I think it looks really cool in there, and I do like that a lot. As we make our way down, we've got the Yokozuna Build-A-Figure Jimmy Hart set, and I'll get to the Build-A-Figures in a minute. We've got a couple of Cena's Big Boss Man variant and regular, the Shawn Michaels there, and as we continue to go down, we've just got, another couple of rows of figures here. They go all the way to the floor. So, now for one other real quick thing, I know it's nothing too special, it has nothing to do with wrestling, but I also do collect a little bit of DVDs, nothing too crazy. A lot of them are older cartoons, and a lot of people laugh, but the reason why I do, when I get the chance to buy them, is a lot of stuff is being canceled or removed from our history today, and unfortunately, those are some of those things. Even like the Flintstones being one of them. They actually just released the other day that the Flintstones are no longer going to be carried, I believe, by HBO's sister channel or something like that. They are no longer going to play reruns of the Flintstones. So, kind of crazy, things are slowly making their way out of our lives. Over here, we have a very, very limited wrestling DVD collection simply because we have the network, but I do love this Raw after show disc, and I do love anything Eddie Guerrero, so I had to keep that. And I kept the WrestleMania simply because I am looking to buy that anthology again sometime and have everything back. But on to the next thing over here. This will be, try to keep this as quick as I can because I know it's a lot. But we do have Nexus t-shirts, and in here we have clothing, belts, and some stuff that, might be more so important or fragile. I try to keep this stuff separated. That spin wheel from the Randy Orton and Sergeant Slaughter 2-pack from Jakks way back in the day is awesome. I mean, that was Raw Roulette, as you know, famously made and infamously made by Eric Bischoff. So very happy to have that. I've had it forever. Just something that I could never get rid of. On top of that, we've got a Vince McMahon Build-A-Figure body. Keep that back there. Sometimes I buy extra Build-A-Figure parts because you just never know when you might need them for something else. Come down into the second drawer here. And down here, we've got all kinds of weapons. We've got, dumpsters, stretchers, barbed wire boards, carriages, wheelchairs. I mean, there's just everything in here. Ladders, tables, wheelbarrows. I've got, God only knows, so much in there. That's all I can say. There's a lot in there for sure. The bottom drawer, just to make everybody laugh, we got the WrestleMania Anthology outer box, but I sold all the DVDs. I don't know why I always kept that outer box. And then in here is all my tickets that I've ever had in any wrestling show I've ever been to. A couple of them obviously are not real. They are the WWE giveaway tickets that they did with the Jakks Classic Superstars. You could mail them away and get the Hulk Hogan limited edition figure there, which I did have and got rid of. So just one more thing, right? But we'll put that back in there. Make our way back around to the front again, and then this will be a couple other little things that haven't shown yet. We've got the Seth Rollins, Dean Ambrose first Elite figures. I do have to grab the Roman Reigns. Unfortunately, I sold him a while back just because his popularity was kind of all over the place, and then they were making so many figures of him. So, but I do need to get that that Roman back, and I also do need to get the vest for Seth Rollins. He is missing his vest. We've got the CM Punk AEW exclusive, ringside exclusive. Was very happy to get this figure. And next to him, we've got Goldberg and Brett. Obviously, two best friends that anybody could ever ask for. We know that Brett and Goldberg are probably hanging out right now, out to lunch, enjoying each other's time. I know they love each other so much. Their careers are just, what would they be without each other, right? As we get in here, I know it's a little dark, so I'm trying to pull these out. Just throw these back here. This is the new gen ring also, and as everybody can see, I keep this on top just to keep it, clean and keep stuff off of it. But we've got the Vince McMahon Build-A-Figure. We've got the J.J. Dillon Build-A-Figure. We've got Chavo Guerrero from Elite 5. Let's see. We've got the Jimmy Hart Build-A-Figure. We've got the, I think I'm saying this right, Paul Ellering, I don't even know. Figure. I know he's was a wrestler for a while, was unfortunately due to injury, was out of being a wrestler shortly, I think, into his career, and is infamously known for being a manager, and I think his biggest known role is with the Legion of Doom. And then we've got the young Dominic Mysterio Build-A-Figure. We had to grab that too. So got some Build-A-Figures there and a loose Elite at that. Back there we do have some other loose figures, but nothing too crazy. A couple of Hasbros, old WCW referee. I've got one LJN from the originals there back in the day, Big John Studd. A couple of figures that I had when I was growing up. Make you guys laugh. This is the first wrestling figure I ever owned as a kid. So that is Mr. Shawn Michaels right there. I think this was the Signature Series with the signatures on their leg. We've also got an Owen Hart here. A little bit of a different attire. I don't think many people even maybe remember this attire of Owen Hart, but got Owen Hart there. And then we've got Dude Love, Ultimate Warrior, Ruthless Aggression, Jax, Rey Mysterio back there. I always love using that to make people laugh when it comes to height scaling and just to see what what they've done in the course of technology and in time. But I think we've just about covered everything. We might have a couple more things to show you, so let's get into those quick. Down here, we've got the NXT War Games steel cage match, the double cage, and inside there I've got some more items, accessory pieces, cars, one of the old vinyl aggression Mankind's from Series 1. Love that. I don't know why, I just kept that forever. And we've got some other stuff in there, hardcore accessories, the stretcher box, another wheelchair that's sealed, as the one I have is open. We've got a set of Super 7 hands. We've got the Retro Series 11 in the box. We've got the Ric Flair from the J.J. Dillon Build-A-Figure set. Behind him is a couple of packages, and the Jeff Hardy entrance grates is back there, one of my favorites, considering that it's kind of like almost a throw spin-off of Elite Series 1. To give you guys an idea of what else is going on over here, I do like my video games. I don't really play them all too much. If anything, I'm usually on the PS4. But over here, we've got the PlayStation 1 and 2, as I like to always call it, because it does do both. But yes, it is the PlayStation 2. Some pretty cool controllers here. It's always been one of my things. I always like to have a controller that's kind of like different, or maybe a limited edition. So we've got those see-through controllers there that I love. We do have the PS4 over here, as well as the Call of Duty limited edition controller. Little fun fact for you guys, give you guys a laugh. This right here, and it's got a little protective screen thing over it, so it's not broken. But this right here was my grandmother's. It was her original Game Boy. Unfortunately, she passed away a little over a year ago. But I hold on to that very, very dearly, as she is greatly missed. And every now and again, I might throw Pac-Man in there and play a couple of levels with her, Down here, we've got the Xbox One, the PlayStation 3, and the N64. That is the Grape, or Fantastic Grape Edition, as I think they call it. And down below, we've got some random stuff in that box, and that bin, all electronics and odds and ends and different stuff like that. But over here, let's get to our, I guess this will be our final part of the video. So on this shelf here, we have the Blood and Guts Exploding Barbed Wire Deathmatch exclusive between Jon Moxley and Kenny Omega. Below that, we have another Blood and Guts exclusive, the Blood Brothers Blood and Guts, Cody Rhodes and Dustin Rhodes from their iconic match in AEW. As we go down one more, we've got another Blood and Guts, and that is the Dr. Britt Baker DMD Blood and Guts exclusive. And I definitely really love all of those. I don't know how it just so happened to be that they worked out being, in that order and where they were. But let's move these out of the way and show you guys what we got behind here. So I also do, like I said, I have these game consoles, a couple of collection pieces that I've been happy to have. Some are not rare by any means, and I'm not saying that they are or they are not. But as you can see here, we have some sports games. We have a couple of ones that I definitely feel are important to the collection. Of course, NBA Street 2, love that. You got to have Tony Hawk's Underground. You got to have The Family Guy, The Jackass, The Simpsons Hit and Run, all great games. Excuse me, guys, I apologize. I'm starting to lose my voice over here, talking a little too much. But with that, we move over to the right side there. Of course, Gran Turismo, Crazy Taxi, Manhunt, Bully, all great games. We go down to our second row here. Get Cody and Dustin out of the way, and this is where a lot of our wrestling games really sit, as well as our Grand Theft Autos and more so mob-style, GTA-style video games. Up top there you see Enter the Matrix. Great game. If nobody's ever played it, definitely go out there and try it. You will probably be pretty surprised if you haven't played the game. But, of course, we've got the rundown of wrestling games. We've got WWF SmackDown, Just Bring It. And then we've got WWE SmackDown, Shut Your Mouth. SmackDown, Here Comes the Pain. SmackDown vs. Raw. SmackDown vs. Raw 2007. SmackDown vs. Raw 2010. And, of course, we've got Crush Hour, All-Stars, and then Legends of Wrestling 1 and 2. As well as the SmackDown vs. Raw 2006 over there on the PSP. Well, we'll go down one more. We'll move Miss Britt Baker out of the way. And here we go. This is what we got for PS3 and 4. Again, you can see it's a lot of fighting games, a lot of wrestling games. PS4, it's been a collection that I've kind of recently just started. The Xbox games, the Xbox One games over there. So people do laugh. I will buy a game if I really like it, even if I don't have the console. So obviously I have, PS1, 2, 3, 4, an Xbox One, the N64, and my Game Boy there. But I do still buy Xbox games, Xbox 360 games, Dreamcast games, as long as the item that I am purchasing is something to do with the collection. I'll always throw it in there. And down here, I'm not going to move everything for you guys. I know it's a little dark in there, but we've got the N64 and Sega games all wrestling. We've got some more wrestling on the right there. We've got some more wrestling in the middle there. And behind that, we've got GameCube games, PlayStation 1 games. So we've got a little bit of everything, guys. We definitely have a little bit of everything, and that is for sure. And I guess lastly, not that you guys don't already know, but this is where I do all the work from. So when you guys see me making videos, see me posting up content, this is what I do. I sit back here, I try to relax, I try to enjoy, and I hope you guys have done the same through this video. So without further ado, as always, this is me, your good friend Matt. Where else could we be other than Matt's Wrestling Collectibles right here on YouTube? And this has been the Figure Room Tour. And also, too, guys, just to end this before I do go, obviously, as you can see, I have moved from where I was previously in my last room tour. We will be moving again soon, so once we get into another new place and what will probably be the more permanent place, I will be sure to update you guys with a Figure Room Tour at that point. So hopefully, we will see another one of these before the year is over. And we will certainly see another one of them once we get into the next year and 2024. And I look forward to going into 2024 with you guys. Every year I look forward to going in with you guys. So, we will keep this up. We will keep showing the collection as it builds, as it grows. I appreciate all of you for supporting me, all of you for following these videos. If you haven't already, give the channel a like and a subscribe, or I guess it's just a subscribe. I'm too used to Facebook. I'm sorry, guys. But, I do appreciate it, so if you can give the channel a subscribe and make sure those notifications are on, you'll always get my videos. And yeah, once again, guys, I really do appreciate it. And also, too, lastly, if you haven't already, a couple of things. If you're into cars, if you like motor vehicles, check out my other YouTube page, Untamed Auto Club. you can get us there. Untamed Auto Club. You can definitely have a good time on that channel. A lot of fun products being posted, a lot of fun times being shared. So definitely go and check that out. Also, too, guys, one last thing, on Facebook is where you'll find me the most. You can find me at Matt's Wrestling Collectibles. We have the main page, which is where I post most of my items for sale and updates and stuff like that. And you can also go to Matt's Wrestling Collectibles, the group page. We have about, I believe, I think there's about 450 members on there as of right now. So if you guys want to go and check that out, Matt's Wrestling Collectibles, the group page, join in, share your collections, share your experiences. And with that, guys, I will let you go. I'm sorry for bringing you around the world here 30 times, but that's the way it is, right? Well, from me to you, I hope you guys are having a great start to your new year. I will see you all very, very soon, and I will catch you all in the next video. Thanks for being with me. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned.